what is the basis for Shifu for saying what I said? Yeah. If a person were to just recite Amituofo, Amituofo, but the person still harbors wrong views, yeah, wrong views, then it's impossible that a person can be reborn in any wholesome realm, much less Pure Land. Yeah. Further, my basis for making such a statement is, this is one of the Pure Land Sutra within this school. There are a few other sutras that outlines in detail. Remember, I mentioned that this is like a prospectus guide. Yeah, prospectus guide give you a general guideline. You know, you look at the other sutras, it gives you the full detail. Yeah, the different categories of rebirth there. In which case, then this practice of reciting the Buddha's name is just one of them. Yeah, for the lowest category. Yeah, all the other categories outline how there are beings who practice precepts, practice concentration, and cultivate wisdom. Yeah, and through these merits, through these wholesome practices, and their aspiration, and bodhicitta. You must arouse bodhicitta. Then you can be reborn in Pure Land. Yeah, you can be reborn in Pure Land. You all look very solemn now. Initially,
trying to get reborn.
Initially, feel very pumped up. Yes, Pure Land. And then suddenly this monk said, not so easy.
You know, 270 we.
Yeah, a lot of automatic disqualification.
Already one guy left.
怕到急了要尿尿了。
And it's 7 days of undistracted chanting. That is so.
No.
Already jhana already.
It's not that. It's not that you must acquire. You must practice up to 7 days. But if you can do it for 1 day, to the point where you can actually have your mind without perverted view, that's good
At
enough.
the point of death. Wow.
Yeah.
That's so tough.
Yeah. Another way to look at this is that if you can do that much practice, then your mind would be free of perverted view, distorted view. Cheer up, cheer up.
Sifu, actually, Sifu, I have a question for my mother.
Hang on, he has a question also.
I just want to ask Sifu about what other sutras together with it.
So there's also Guan Jing. Yeah. There is, and also known as 大本无量寿经. Yeah. There is the 16观经. Yeah. You may want to just start out with one of them for. Yeah. Those are much longer.
Very long, yeah.
Yeah, much longer, but not that much longer lah. If you compare with Amitābha Sutra, Huayan Jing, or the Lotus Sutra, those are even more voluminous. Or Pureland, 大本 Pureland. Yeah, 大般若经, the Mahaprajna Paramita Sutra, the 600 fascicles. Yeah. So, 舍利弗，我见势力，故说此言。若有众生闻是说者，应当发愿。Yeah. So, the Buddha seeing all these advantages. Yeah. That's why he gave this teaching and encouraged sentient beings to do what? 应当发愿, to set forth that aspiration. To set forth that aspiration. In a way, one could say that the moment you aspire to be reborn in Pure Land, it is an aspiration to attain Buddhahood. Yeah, the two are synonymous. One cannot say, oh, I want to be reborn in Pure Land, but I don't want to attain Buddhahood. No, no such thing. It's like saying, I want to enter NUS and graduate, but I don't want to be a degree holder. Huh? No, there's no such thing. Yeah. Does NUS have diploma? Offer diploma?
No.
No.
Postgrad did?
I think they have postgrad, like short courses, but
Yeah.
without a degree kind of thing.
Yeah.
NUS college.
So in this case, the aspiration to be reborn in Pure Land is synonymous to the aspiration to attain Buddhahood. Yeah? In other words, aspiring to Pure Land is as good as arousing bodhicitta. Yeah? So this is something crucial. Yeah? So the Buddha encouraged people to aspire for this practice. And that's why the Buddha gave this teaching. Now the more common interpretation of this last part is that if you just keep on chanting Amitābha Buddha's name, you will have these qualities. Yeah, that your mind will not be distorted. Yeah. But distortion of the mind requires wisdom. Just pure chanting without learning, I am afraid that I can't see how that gives rise to wisdom. And I've encountered numerous Buddhists who spend a lot of time chanting, but they have wrong views. They have wrong views, and no fault of their own in a way. Yeah? Yeah. It's not that they purposely go and adopt wrong views, but it's just that
It's conditioned.
yeah, if you are not exposed to the teachings, if you don't go through Wen Si Xiu, yeah, to hear the teachings, reflect and contemplate on the teachings, and then cultivate and verify the teachings, there's just no way that you can suddenly, oh, I have wisdom. Yeah, it doesn't say, there's no sutras that purport such a means to wisdom. Yeah.
So you last time told me before that
Yes.
there is power in the truth.
Oh yes, there's power in the truth.
So maybe if the name itself is the truth. I don't know.
Well,
Is it possible?
Take
Just
for
like
example-
Angulimala.
take for example, okay, if you use Angulimala Sutra, he blessed the mother and the son and the child, but he cannot simply by doing that make them enlightened. Cannot make people enlightened. Cannot make them have wisdom simply by that. But if he were to declare a certain truth, and then they hear the truth, and then they have knowledge of the truth. And if they were to reflect, then they have a deeper understanding of the truth. And through that, it may change the way they live, and from there, verify the truth, and become totally, utterly convinced, and internalize that truth. Then give rise to wisdom.
Then maybe the same with Amitābha, chanting Amitābha. Hearing the name
So-
incites the interest to go into.
Yeah, that's why I say
Okay.
it cannot simply
Direct.
just be chanting. If they only do chanting and stop there, I don't see how that can directly give rise to wisdom.
Understood.
You'll be correct to say that if you do enough chanting and then be inspired, yeah, I mentioned about how if you do chanting and it reminds you of the full qualities of the Buddha plus his teachings, that is a different level of chanting.
Sorry, Sifu, I just want to know, is it enough chanting? How do you consider enough? Because I have find that sometimes there's this chanting, they say 108 times. Does it say anything about this 108 times? Does this signify anything?
108 times.
108
This 108 times.
108.
Why 108 times?
So why 108 times? In the Samyutta Nikaya, there's this sutra called feelings. Yeah, there's this sutra called feelings. And the Buddha mentioned about 108 feelings. Yeah, 108 different kinds of feelings. The sutra start off with a few disciples. One disciple mentioned about feelings. How many kind of feelings are there? And then one disciple offered saying that there's only one type. Yeah, the Buddha declared feelings, one. Then another one replied saying, no, there's two, bodily and mental feelings. The third one mentioned, no, there's three. So then, if I don't recall wrongly, Venerable Ananda related this discussion to the Buddha. And the Buddha said they are all correct. But let me tell you, there are even more. And he basically enumerated a whole list, which is basically a permutation of the few, yeah, in terms of eyes, nose, tongue, body, and mind, yeah, and then multiplied by the different kind of experiences one can have in relation to that, and then subcategorized into worldly and supramundane, then multiplied by past, future, and present, giving you the full 108. The problem with sentient beings is that through our experiences, then we may give rise to defilements. Yeah, we may give rise to defilements. And so the 108 refers to the kind of different kind of agitation in our mind that can give rise due to the different 8 different kinds of experiences. Now, but 108 is a form of categorization. Yeah, what it means is that all our experiences can be subsumed under them. You can also just condense everything into 3 kinds of feelings: painful feelings, pleasant feelings, and neither painful nor pleasant feelings. 苦受乐受不苦不乐受 3 types. But if you were to go into specifics, it can be a lot of variety. So 108 is from this. Yeah. No, the beats came later. The beats came later and used this number as a basis. Yes. So some of these numbers have certain bases. It wasn't just some magical number we plucked from the sky. Yeah. Earlier you had a question. What was that question that you wanted to ask?
Talk about the precepts that we have about abstain from killing. I was asking is that because I tell my mate to do it, but I didn't do it myself.
Yes. Okay.
On the inside.
Yes.
So I thought, am I also one of the participants?
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah. So let me wrap up this part here. Okay. Let me wrap up this part here. We will stop here for the sutra study here. Next week, are we having class?
We'll do it outside.
We'll do it outside next week. Yeah.
Probably Ang Mo Kio.
Ang Mo Kio Park. Yeah. Next week we will be having. There was once we had it outside. Next week we'll have it in Ang Mo Kio Park.
Under the same tree.
Under the same tree, maybe. Yeah. So bring along your yoga mat and whatever, like poncho and so on. Okay. Yeah. Now to answer her question, so I want to thank her for sharing openly. Yeah. Her question was, so she didn't kill the cockroach. Is it cockroach?
Cockroach and lizard, which are very.
Yeah, she's very afraid of cockroaches and lizards, so she didn't kill it herself. She instructs her mate to kill it. And then subsequently, her mate, on the auto basis, on her own initiative, would just get rid of them for her. So she asked me, so am I still culpable? Am I liable for that karma? I said, yeah, of course.
No escape.
There's no way. Yeah, no outsourcing of karma. Yeah, you gave the instruction, so you are still liable. Yeah, you are still liable. Partial. Yeah, because she still have to make the choice.
She's under the instruction.
Well, but she still have to make that choice. Yeah.
Like putting all those lizard trap, all those things. It's the same also.
Most of those traps have poison, and some are quite insidious. Some of those, they have food inside. When they eat, they don't die immediately. They will bring it back to their nest and poison everybody.
So you say we can't put these at home anymore, right?
Not in Buddhism. There's not so much something called you can't. You can, yeah, but you choose not to. It is like people asking me, can kill or not? In a very English way, can kill or not? I said, you can do whatever you want. In Buddhism, you can do anything you want. You just have to know that you're responsible for the outcome. Yeah, like Shifu, I have Taekwondo, almost black belt. I can immobilize any of you with a thumb, but I don't do that. Yeah, not that I can't, I can if I want to, but I choose not to. I can spit on Wilson.
Yes, we should do it.
But I don't spit on him.
Choose not to.
Yeah, I choose not to.
But to will poke you,
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Blackmail also.
I often tell people, this is what I really tell people. Because students will ask me, can I do this? Can I do that? And I will tell them, if you look at the 5 precepts, to abstain from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, and alcohol or intoxicants, it is just 5 things. But there are so many things that is not covered by this 5. It didn't say that I cannot spit on Wilson. But I'm not going to spit on him. Or should I?
Just for the heck of it.
Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, a show of hands, who want me to spit?
Hey, but it's not a trivial question.
No, it is not.
It's
And
not
I'm not
a trivial
trivializing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not making light of it. I'm highlighting a very pertinent point that just, first of all, just because there's no specific rule that says you cannot, that it should not be done, then you don't do it. No, it is a conscious choice. It is not a directive that says you cannot do this. You notice?
I know, but then there will be a lot more mental afflictions for this lady who is going to be so terrified and all that.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
If I don't like someone, should I then ask someone to kill that person? If I don't like my neighbor, should I ask someone to burn down their house?
No, so I'm saying it's not a trivial question.
Yeah, that's right.
But yet, because for her to be so afraid of this creature, these cockroaches, it is also a karmic consequence. For the ends of the cockroaches who is going to eat all those things because it's there, and not that there's a direct killing, right? It's also a karmic consequence.
No.
It's not.
I don't agree on that.
You don't agree.
Yeah.
So, but okay,
Because
wait, let's
set the trap for them.
Yes.
We set the trap for them.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it is not a natural thing. If they were to happen to eat some shit and then die, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then that is not, it's something just part of nature. Yeah, a natural process of life cycle and so on.
Correct.
Those things that we buy from various shops, from various companies, it is manufactured. It is designed for one and one purpose, to kill those insects. And we choose to pick it up from various shops. We pay for it, we put it into the place with the intent that they go and eat. In what way does it make us free of liability?
Yeah. But so this is a tough one, really, because I know the
Yes.
mental affliction
Hang on.
is.
Choice, you still can bring them out. I mean, if you can take this like bringing them out the house,
Uh-huh.
you don't have to do that.
Buy one sweet or so.
So, hang on.
You're them.
Lure them out.
So there are 2 things here. One is how to deal with it. Yeah, how to deal with it.
It's
Second-
not easy.
Hang on. Nobody said that it's easy. Attaining enlightenment is not easy. Nobody said that Buddhism is easy. I never claimed this to be easy, right? However, there is another part, which is how do you deal with how we feel towards insects, for example? How do we deal with this feeling of disgust or fear? Let me ask you something. Is it comfortable to sit around here? Say yes. Yes. Yeah? Now, when you walk around on this parapet, this parquet floor, it is fairly comfortable. But for prolonged sitting, it's not so comfortable. So we encourage you to bring your own yoga mat. Yeah? Now, imagine if you don't wear your shoes and you go out there onto the tarmac. At this hour, is it comfortable?
Flesh will melt.
Yeah, your flesh can melt probably. You can fry an egg outside within 5 minutes. Yeah? Sunny side up. For Louis. Yeah. Now, what if we say, hey, when you want to walk on the tarmac, why don't you bring maybe one of the cardboard and put it on the surface, and maybe put one of the layer of yoga mat so that you can stand on it. Feels comfortable enough? Yeah, probably. What if we say, hey, but the yoga mat can melt, let's find thicker material. But then if you do that, then you cannot move around. What if we make 2 pieces? So you start on the first piece, you put the second piece, then you pick up, then you step on the second piece, you pick up the first piece, and then you can walk around. But that's not very convenient, is it? What if you have enough resources, you lay it all over Singapore? That will not be practical. So then we do something else. We cut it into a small piece, we tie it up, and we call that a shoe. In the same way, instead of trying to look outwards and say, hey, there's a cockroach here, I kill it, and there's a cockroach there, I kill it. Instead, if we can do something about how we relate to cockroaches, then you don't have to fix all the cockroaches in this world. You know?
No, but it will just come anytime, you know.
Yeah. When your friends will call you anytime, but you're okay, right? Yeah. Now, let me highlight something. I do not trivialize. It's not my aim to trivialize or to just laugh it off like, you silly, you know, like, why are you afraid of cockroaches? Because each of us have our own little phobia. Yeah? So, but the question is still, when we are afraid of something, does it justify us killing it? The answer should be simply no. I like what some atheists in US, some atheists who are entertainers, yeah, and some of them make a very, very compelling point. They said, as much as you don't like what people are saying, you don't have the right to then go and kill them. There's a certain parallel. As much as we don't like cockroaches, I will go as far as to say, you don't have to like cockroaches. Yeah? You don't have to like them so much that you live with them. You know, like, hello, Xiaoqiang. Don't have to, you don't have to. It's okay to have your likes and dislikes, no problem, yeah? But to realize that, yeah, there will always be things that you don't like. But we don't have to live our life. We don't have to live our life centered around removing and killing things that you don't like. Yeah? That it's okay to have things that you don't like, but still have it within your life. Because that's life. Life is like that. There will be things that you like and you prefer, but there will be things that doesn't quite please you. Yeah. To be able to live in peace with their presence. Yeah. And again, by that, I don't mean sleep with Xiaoqiang. The specifics of how to deal with them are varied. There are those who say, bring pandan leaf,
natural repellent.
Yeah, natural repellent, use the, what you call that, the lemongrass spray. I've tried various ones. Some works, some doesn't work. Some work for a while, then the Xiaoqiang get used to it. Yeah. And if you're like me, I don't kill them, so some of them really get bold, you know. Yeah. Usually cockroaches, when you walk around, they run away. In my room last time, they run towards me. I'm like, hey! And if you have a webcam in my room last time on the ground floor, you'll see me talking to like, hey, come on, let's be reasonable. Yeah, I mean, I'm serious. Sometimes I get frustrated also. I'm like, hey, I'm not killing you. You must be reasonable, come on. And sometimes I will tell them,
a choice, right?
Sometimes, yeah, sure. But I will tell them like, come on. Like when I'm up, like try to, you know, adjust your schedule. Work with me here, you know. I turn in at a certain hour, you know, come out after that. Come out. Because sometimes they don't just come after me, they climb up my leg. It's like the whole room, you can occupy the whole room, like, why come to this part? Like, I don't move around my chair, you know, I just sit at my desk and doing my work and then they come up. Yeah. But I don't, as a result, kill them. But I must confess publicly, there was one cockroach that I killed recently, accidentally. Yeah. In an attempt to shoo it out, I usually, let me teach you. You know those packet plastic translucent cap, the bottle, not bottle, the bowl. You wash it, you clean it. It's very useful. Yeah, you cap it.
Then should I?
You won't die inside lah. You don't cap it for eternity lah. You cap it, and then you take an A4 paper, and then you slowly slide it in. The cockroach will not run. Or you will try to run, you run in circle, then you stop. And then the trick is lifting it up. You need to make sure that there's no hole. Just a bit of hole, you will zoom out. Yeah, so then you flip it around, you press, then you can deliver it to the next victim. Your neighbor. No. So that day somehow I didn't have access to my. Also excited.
It's a real
I know all of you
problem, right?
are experienced in this. Yeah. Like if you're my mom, she will just catch with her hand. Or maybe with tissue. Yeah, or maybe with tissue.
I tried that, but dangerous. I may accidentally kill it as well.
Yeah, so you need to be skilled. Yeah, you need to be skilled. So that day, I didn't have access to my usual, container. So I thought I'll just shoot it with my leg, like, and then one turn, one round, then I heard crack. I tell you, my heart broke. I was like, I'm so sorry. Oh, I really almost teared, I almost freaked out, Yeah, serious.
No, it's true. I also
I felt so sorry for it. And I was like, sorry.
Leg fracture.
I'm going to just ignore that. Call ambulance.
Leg fracture.
Yes.
For accident killing, right? Then what should we do to the poor insects?
So for me, I recited some prayers for it. I recited the tree refuge. I recited the rebirth mantra and so on. Now, listen carefully.
Do not kill every.
Do not intentionally kill and then recite. Those prayers is not meant to be used this way. Do not go and kill something or someone, and then as you are standing, Namo Hanai. Yeah. Or like, don't worry, I recite for you. Namo Amitābha Buddha. No, it doesn't work that way.
killing.
So in Buddhism, no sanctioning of killing. Yeah.
Not even mercy.
No mercy killing. No
Even
such
like a really deformed, a really like accident dog or on the roads.
If the dog were to
it's
tell
already
you,
suffering already.
listen, end it, and
But the
still,
dog won't. Sometimes the eyes expression you very.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Because we are very new, so don't know about the long chanting. Can we just have a shortcut, like say,
oh, shortcut, come on, they come. Let me tell you about the shortcut. Yeah.
Can I say like Amitābha 快点去投胎? Can I say that?
What?
I was
Amituofo 快点去投胎。Amituofo 不用投胎了。You can just recite Amituofo like many times, like 108 times perhaps. I mean, just put ourselves in the shoes of the cockroach. If you get killed somehow, at least if the person bothered to recite 108 times, you're like, okay, I'll just kind of forgive you this time. I don't know, like imagine if you're the cockroach and then, Amitābha 赶快去投胎. Okay. Like at least show some sincerity, Yeah, but not to make a joke out of it. Yeah. The thing is, why do all this? Yeah. It stems from the practice and the teachings that even a cockroach, has the eventual potential, given the right conditions, to learn and practice the Dharma. And that as much as we cherish our life, other sentient beings cherish their life. They may not express the way we express it, but why should we have authority or liberty to end another sentient being's life? Yeah, against their will. That's why I kind of cracked the joke that if the dog kind of said, Wilson, come on, end it. Yeah, but even then, in Buddhism, you should not simply do that. Now, having said that, there are extreme cases, there are fringe cases where maybe it's your pet, maybe it's your family member. Yeah. In the case of euthanasia, it's a very tricky thing. Yeah. In Singapore, it's heavily debated, but it's still up, not decided. So the question is, it is the same as if there's a Rottweiler along the street that's unchained somehow, or with the chain, but then the owner is far away running after the Rottweiler, and you are with your 3-year-old daughter. Yeah, what are you going to do? If I am a father and have a 3-year-old daughter, and a Rottweiler comes, I'm not going to just say, girl, I'm sorry, I will try for you. I won't say that. I'm going to pick her up, and if the Rottweiler charge at her, I'm going to kick it, honestly. Yeah, honestly. Yeah, and if anybody come and tell me that, hey, you're Buddhist, how can you do that? And I'll tell you, even if now, as a monk, if let's say one of this girl happened to be with me, yeah, and the mom just turn away and walk off and say, hey, Sifu, I'll go and get something. And then turn around, there's a Rottweiler coming, I would kick, I would use my taekwondo, whatever I have, Yeah, and in that moment, there's a high chance that I might just kick the dog and injure it and maybe even kill it. Yeah, but I'm not going to say, oh, but against the precept, I'm sorry, girl, you fend for yourself. Yeah. And will everybody agree with what I do? No. There'll be those who will frown on this and say, well, how can a monk kill a dog? Yeah. They can say all they want. Yeah, but I would think that for me, doing that would be the right thing for me. Yeah. Would SPCA come after me? Maybe. They may say, hey, we have this. I'll say, okay, fine, charge me. Yeah, I don't say that that's correct. Yeah, if I have a choice, I wouldn't kill the dog. But if the circumstances is such that I have to choose between saving the child versus letting the dog kill the child, I would say I will kill the dog. I'll kick it, and if I need to, I will kill it. But I don't say that, oh, that is the right thing to do. That's what you call the choice of the two evil. Yeah, it's never easy. Yeah, it's never easy. Yeah. Hello, Desmond. How are you today? Yes.
I've heard it argued that it's a question in situations like that. It's a question of what is the degree of consciousness or
Yes.
organ of consciousness
Yes.
in the beings involved.
Yes.
And that as a bodhisattva, well, one's responsibility would be to help and nurture the more highly evolved
Yes.
consciousness,
Yes.
because it's got a better chance
Of attaining
of
enlightenment.
evolving.
Yes.
As a sort of an anecdote in one particular situation, one teacher was having a discussion with an elderly lady and about vegetarianism. And she said, well, what if there were just two of us left on a desert island? Which person should sort of eat which person? He said, well, it's quite obvious.
It's what?
He said, the teacher said, it's quite obvious, I'm the more highly evolved consciousness. So she said, well, maybe I'd learn karate. And he said, well, I've got much more faith in you than that. He said, I'd learn how to cook.
Yeah, so...
Is there an answer to that? On the degree of consciousness? Because I did hear that waterborne is lower than
no. I'm not going to further...
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, because
next class.
it will be, this is a topic that is close to heart because while not many of us are quite ready to go to Pureland immediately tomorrow, next Wednesday. Anybody ready to go to Pureland next Wednesday? Not quite.
Because the premise is to die.
Whereas many of us encounter xiaoqiang on a daily basis, and by xiaoqiang we mean cockroaches. Yeah. The final thing I want to say is that I think it is a beautiful thing that we are in this conundrum. Because in many parts of the world, in some parts perhaps, in some parts of the world, people do not even flinch or bat an eyelid to kill a fellow human being. But here we are. Can you just let it soak in that we spend several minutes, and in many sessions we spend countless minutes debating over what to do over cockroaches. And to me that is a beautiful thing, because it means that at the very least we have evoked that compassion, that we relate to even cockroaches as not just being alive, beyond being pests. We have gone beyond looking at them as pests. And we go beyond just looking at them as being animal or insect. But we consider it worthy of our consideration. As much as it's a conundrum, but I think it's a beautiful conundrum. And I hope that we will extend this towards everybody we encounter with this same level of kindness and compassion.
I think this reset one is the hardest.
It is a challenging one, indeed. Yeah. And with that, I wish all of you a beautiful Sunday, and yes, I'd like to extend dedication. Okay, Shifu. Okay. Oh, your friend, huh? So Louis' friend's husband, Wang Shen-Cai, Shen-Cai, is it? Yeah. Wang Shen-Cai, he has brain cancer and was told by the doctor that he has 3 months to live. Yeah, in many cases, nobody wants to be given this news. Yeah, we don't know when the cockroach will come. Likewise, we don't know. Nobody wants cockroaches to come. Nobody wants to be told that they have brain cancer and have 3 months left. Yeah, Buddhism is not about saying that, oh, you become a Buddhist, then nothing bad will happen to you. Yeah, as long as there are conditions, good things can happen. As long as there are conditions, bad things can happen. There are teachings about how to avoid doing those things that become the root causes for bad things to happen. But we have already done a lot of things in the past and in the past life as well. The question is, when things don't go our way, when bad news come, when cockroaches come, how do we deal with it such that we don't create more causes for future bad things to happen? And at the same time, do not harm others, but bring about more peace and happiness for one another. Let us bring ourselves together to dedicate to Wang Shen-Cai, to wish for him the conditions to receive suitable medical treatment, and through the blessings and guidance of the Triple Gem, have the physical pain and discomfort abated, and have recovery from the illness. 愿消三障诸烦恼，
愿消三障诸烦恼，
愿得智慧真明了，
愿得智慧真明了，
不愿罪障悉消除，
不愿罪障悉消除，
世世常行菩萨道，
世世常行菩萨道。
Amituofo.
Amituofo.
I'd like to also extend dedication to one of the students, Sokping. Her mother passed away recently. I'd like to extend dedication to her mother, for her to have conditions to be reborn in a happier realm or in Pureland, and have the conditions to learn and practice the Buddha Dharma and attain to final liberation in due time. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Chili.